Hey guys, and welcome back to Legomaster627's Creations. Today is Monday, July 22nd of 2024. And today, we are going to be continuing the Sand Village project. As you can see, I am already right here in the world. Yep, I just loaded it in. And that's why you saw everything load there. Because I literally just loaded up the world literally right before I hit record. So today we're going to be doing the second area out of 5 of the Sand Village. It's going to be the little town center area. So without further ado, we are going to get into that right now. So the following blocks we are going to need include brown terracotta. Now granted, the concrete blocks didn't exist back when I made this village, so those are not going to be needed anywhere in this project whatsoever. But I just made that clear real quick, since those came out in 2017 and this village was made in 2015, just to clear things up. Now, we're also going to need, we can actually get one of those right here, actually 2 of those right here, alongside this as well. We can use all of those here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to build the coffee shop area. As well, funny enough, it was ironically this specific area right here. As well, yeah, it was a building in the village, where specifically it was a coffee shop. Very similar to the one that we see on Lego's Island. Of course, just some minor differences. And secondly, this has 2 floors, so that's another minor difference. Like, this one actually has 2 floors. And is a little longer, so this will take a little more time. But not too much time, though. I hope at least. Yeah, so this actually has 2 floors, as I just said, which is actually true in its true reality. So this actually will not take long at all. Now, I do remember how this looks, for the most part. So, once again, should not take long at all. Assuming I do things correctly. And yeah, as you can see, I'm going straight into this. Like, no distractions whatsoever. Like, I'm just going straight in and doing this. Actually, I think that's a bit too long, actually. Although, the village technically... Okay, actually, there's supposed to be a building in the middle, so I'm actually making this too big. So, because there's supposed to be a building, like, right here. So, give me a minute. I realize I've made this too long. Maybe what I should do is I should build the second building first to rearrange how this looks. Because they're not, like, all crammed into each other, from what I recall 9 years ago. Okay, so I ended up making the secondary building here, which is meant to be... I think a Netco or something. Actually, I think what I tried doing back 9 years ago was I think it was like, hold on. If I recall, I think it was like a remake of the town center from the original Penguin, I think, but of course with some custom elements. I think that's like what I tried doing 9 years ago. And of course, since this is obviously a remake, you know, that village, that means that same thing has to apply here. I think it's like what I tried doing was like a little remake of that, if I recall, so that's why that is true. But the difference is that I actually added in a fountain. So, that's what I did. And it was quite interesting to see how it played out. Because, like, I think that's like what I did. And then, like, over here we had sand. It was really cool. And that's like what I tried, like, doing. I think it was like a remake of that. But of course, just minor differences, like the fountain. So, that was cool. Yeah, I think I remember the fountain being slightly shorter. So, in that case, yeah. Yeah! Now we're getting there. Now what we can do is focus on the coffee shop room. Oh, whoops. I need that window back. That's because we're about to do that room next. I know I'm doing some of these rooms out of order, but let it be known that that's probably how it might work here. is we might do certain rooms like out of order. Mostly without ever knowing. For the most part. So, yeah, do bear that in mind. That might actually be something that might come up. Where I might do certain rooms like out of order. So, like, stuff like that. I don't know. If I recall, that's probably what it might be. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to extend it to the length of this portal. So, actually, no, sorry. We're going to extend it to the length of the tree because if I remember it being a little big to some extent, because, again, this had, like, 2 floors as I previously mentioned. So, with all that being said, there we go. That part is done. So what we'll do now is add some flooring, which I think was actually similar to, again, the Williams Island cottage one. Pretty freaking cool. But again, remember, this actually had a second floor to it, so yeah, it's going to be slightly different. Let's see. I think I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I know what I'm doing here. Much better. Okay. Like, if I recall, these were like this. Again, remember, memory-based project, so not everything will most likely be accurate. But I don't think anybody's really gonna freaking care. Including me. So whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not full-on accurate, dang it. It actually legitimately does not matter. Yeah, this had 2 floors. This was a crazy, like, thing that was legit back then. Like, it was pretty crazy. Also, I forgot to mention why I'm filming this so late. I was out of the house for the majority of the hours. Like, from, like, 6 all the way to 10. Just want to, hang out. With just friends. That's all. So, that's why this is out a little later than normal. Than I normally thought I would have. Because I assumed that this was going to be out earlier. But it isn't. But that is completely fine. Who really freaking cares? Oh, wait, sorry. That is meant to have that. Why do I feel like, though, that that's a bit too long? I'm referring to the building itself being slightly too long. I don't know. Again, for it being a memory-based project, again, I'm not going to get everything accurate, but that, again, is okay because that's as expected for stuff like this, to, like, not get it full-on accurate. Like, that's as expected for these projects, to never get them fully accurate, especially if it's memory-based. So, there you have it. Actually, I recall the clothes shop being slightly smaller, so we might actually have that building size incorrect. But again, for the time being, I will change it if needed. So what we're going to need now is some lapis. We're also going to go ahead and need this. Funny enough, the Lego's Island clothes shop is actually very similar to what we are about to build right now, as that is ironically where I got some slight inspiration from it. You're freaking welcome to anybody who asked. Who was curiously wondering, is that where I got the inspiration? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. This is actually kind of where I got inspiration for the Lego's Island clothes shop a few years later. From this very clothes shop design that we are building right now, which means I may have gotten that shop size inaccurate. But for right now, I will change it later. However, I'm pretty sure I did technically get the size of the building correct, though. At least in terms of its actual legitimate size. Which means this should be pretty much finished within the next few minutes. There we go. Yeah, That's what I remember. Give me a minute to change that coffee shop. Alright, I have updated everything, and everything looks way better than it used to be. First off, I can confirm that this is actually supposed to be a path. A path that is actually supposed to be directly towards the village itself. So, respectively speaking, that's exactly what path we would take to get down to the town area. And this is also what it looks like now. You may notice right here, I started working on this room, which we're actually going to work on next. But let me show you what I did with the coffee shop. I extended its length by 1 column. And as you can see, it is slightly bigger than it used to be. We're going to focus on this soon. However, I need to focus on another room really quick, which is the dance place, which is pretty cool. So, what we are going to do is go ahead and implement this. Why this specifically? Well, specifically speaking, it was one of the only things left here. Now, respectively speaking, while this area was tiny as heck, I can confirm that yes, it did actually look like this. What I mean by that is that it actually looked like the way you can probably see me implementing it right now. Ah, there it is. You'll notice it is extremely tiny. Now, I question why the DJ booth in all the other underground party rooms we have are not this size. Yeah, that's something I question now. I know this place is tiny as heck, but there is, I guess, a roof to it. Well, first off, the door that's actually supposed to go here is actually a birch door, because I remember that correctly. Yep, I remember that. It was actually really cool. Actually, I don't think that's supposed to be there. Yeah, that's how I remember it. That middle one's not supposed to be there, that middle sea lantern. The clothes shop did also get extended by 1 block, so we can also go ahead and work on this as well. Which also shouldn't take long, considering there is not too much that goes into this. Also, let me just turn down my volume a bit. That is loud on my end. Yeah, on my end, it is freaking loud. Let me just go ahead and re-implement the door. So you'll notice how this is actually a lot more, you know, dear God, how do I put it? More even? Well, yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it, because, like, there's no other way to possibly put it outside of that, because legitimately, as you can see, yeah, these areas do look pretty freaking sweet. Now, I'm actually pretty sure that's actually it for this building overall. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a ceiling over this. I don't remember if I had a secondary floor to this. I don't remember, though, because, like, yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember if there was, like, a secondary floor to this. I don't remember. I don't think there was. I definitely know there wasn't one for the clothes shop, so give me just a freaking minute to implement the roof. There's the blocks. And then we need, where the heck? There's jungle. We need to go ahead and implement all the roofs, just to prove that, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, I think, like, the idea was, like, a remake back then of, like, the town from the original Penguin, but of course in a semi-custom way. I think that's like what my intention was like back then, if I recall. Like, if I recall, at least. I think that's like what it was. See, that's better because now we have the roof. Oh, and we also need this. So I think this was actually similar to, like, again, you can clearly see this is basically looking exactly like the Legos Island clothes shop, just smaller. Which, again, I think is what the intention was back then for this. I think back then, because, like, I don't think I had, like, a full-on intention for this. Outside of, like, what I built. So I think this, like, only had, like, 1 floor, so if I recall correctly, I think that's how it was, and then, like, yeah, I think the rest of this, I think, was made out of, like, obsidian, if I believe. Like, if I recall, I think that's what it looked like. I don't remember, though. Sorry if I'm talking slightly quiet. But yeah, there's the complete center for the town, which is pretty cool. I mean, all we need left is just some torches, so let me just add those real quick. There we go. Yeah, then we can just light all these up. There we go. Now, I actually do not remember the inside of this room. This is the only room in the whole town center that I do not have a clear memory of what it looked like on the inside. Frick me! It's the other two buildings I did. This one I don't for some reason. All I remember is what it looked like on the outside, not the inside. That's not good. So now I think I got things a little more accurate here. I don't think there was a second floor to this place, so all I did was like this. So I think like one thing that I do remember was like adding some tables, which was very similar to the coffee shop. So we're gonna go ahead and implement that like right now, because if I think I remember adding that a while, like back in this room. So that's why I think like the building's slightly a little longer, and then like that. Yeah, I think I remember that actually, because like I think there was like something there. And then if we head out here, you'll notice that's how it looks. It looks like that. It looks pretty interesting. I think I got everything right. Again, I, for some reason, just can't remember the design of in here. It's unfortunate. And in here doesn't need to be lit up. I'm referring to the nightclub area. That doesn't need to be lit up. But in here definitely needs to be lit up. Oh, definitely in here needs to be lit up. Definitely, yes. Let's go ahead and light all of this up, because eventually we'll have some events at night. And I also did change these because I think that's how they looked. I think the village is a little more accurate now, so that's good. Well, that's practically it. I may as well just make a custom design for in there if I can't remember it in time. But this is actually really good. I actually am surprised how much of this I was able to remember from memory. And like, I think at the end of the project, I'll add the usual fence that we normally do for the majority of that, you know. Let me just get up the spyglass for a second. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. You guys see that fence right there, the nether brick ones? We'll most likely add that for this project after its completion. So, of course, we can keep it separate from everything. Now, why did I not do the same for that? Well, I actually completely forgot to do that. So, I will go ahead and do that off camera. So, yeah. Next time, guys, on July 29th, and hopefully I get the video out on time next time, we're going to be doing the next place, which is literally right next to the town. There's like no place in between the town. They're literally just like right next to each other. There's no place in between them. That's why there's like this path right here that's like so short that it goes like down here. And then there's like another place over here with 3 more buildings. Not like crowded like this, just more straight. With all that being said, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one again on July 29th. Again, hope I get the video out on the right day. I apologize for not doing this earlier. Pretty busy night, if I'm going to be honest. Actually, I don't need this anymore. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode. And yeah, what are your thoughts on the town? Looks very nice. I'm surprised how much of I was able to remember from memory. And quite honestly, this came out amazing. I'll see you all in the next episode. We got 3 more places to build here. And you know what they are in the next 3 episodes. See you then. Also, tell me what your thoughts are on the village so far. I'd love to hear it. Guys, so I actually ended up making custom designs for the upstairs of the coffee shop, which is a custom-made book room right here, as you can clearly see. I also ended up making a custom design for the clothes shop since, as I said earlier, I could not remember what it looked like from the original, so I made a custom design myself. You're welcome. And I also put the splitting path between each a little further and started work on the next area in terms of the ground. So we should have a much better head start next time.